Walkie talkie.
Hmm.
And let's see if we are in fact live. Hopefully we are. Yes, we are. Awesome.
Yep, we're live.
All right. Hello, everyone. Ace here with Asmogan and Xerius. And today we are having a look at issue number 4 of Marneus Calgar. The long-awaited 4th issue, I'm sure.
Woohoo! Oh, hey, look, Nathan already gave you €3.
Yes, and he'll do that a lot. He won't
Pounds?
say anything.
Pounds, yeah. Nathan X 2000 for £3. Thank you very much. And by the way, for those of you who are curious, he did actually help with the thumbnail for the live stream. So credit to him.
Well done, man.
Finian Davies says, "Yo, hello, Finian Davies. So, are you two looking forward to this?
Define looking forward.
I'll leave it open.
I
to
sure do hope that is
definition.
a rhetorical question.
I'll leave it open for definition. So
I'm looking forward to the mistakes and to the errors and to the horror that they call a comic. Am I jubilant
I'm
and
looking forward-
positive for the outcome of this plot line? No. No, I'm not.
All right.
I'm looking forward to the aneurysm I will suffer reading this. Because then I won't have to deal with life anymore.
Well, depends. Aneurysms don't always kill.
Yeah, that's true. Rusted Cake says, "Oh, issue 4. How many issues do you have with old Calgar then?"
We've done a stream on the last
5 in total.
3.
Yeah, there's going to be a 5th one later this month, I believe. So we'll be able to finish off this plot arc and probably looking forward to that day, but I'm also kind of dreading that day at the exact same time.
I'm not. At this point, I'm just... I don't know if I'm going sadomasochist or something, but the pain is, at this point, just hilarious. Like, to fuck up this consistently, you have to be trying. So I'm looking at it like kind of like a parody at this point. It's like, this is what a non-40k fan thinks 40k is like.
Except this guy is supposed to have been
Yep.
a 40k fan. Or at least that's what all the big...
Massive
Supposed to
air
have been.
quotes.
Supposed to have
Massive air
been.
quotes.
Alright, so
At least 5 sets of air quotes put on that.
And I can call a bush a tree. It doesn't make the bush a tree.
Rusted Cake says, "The pun flew
Yeah.
over their heads thusly." He's actually asking how many issues or problems we have with Calgar.
Yeah, it flew right over the head. Like,
Yeah, that flew over my head as well.
But if we're talking about the comic or the character...
in either way,
I would assume the comic.
In either way, I don't think we have a number.
I also don't think we quite have...
Yeah.
I don't think there's enough hours in the day, if we're talking about the comic.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways...
I don't think there's enough hours within a year if we're talking about the comic.
I couldn't
Alright.
talk about it for a year.
So, let's go ahead and jump right into issue number 4, shall we? Do you guys remember what happened at the end of issue number 3?
Yes, issue number 3, the least shitty out of them so far. That just doesn't bode well.
I don't
And
know.
if I recall the plotline, we made fun of the giant tractor that they were fighting over, and the fact that he deployed all of his marines from his fortress. Though, to give credit, that was intentional because they wanted to entrap the enemy in their fortress. So I'm assuming that's where they're picking up here.
Yep.
Now
Also-
to see how much they butcher that shit.
Also remember, of course, Marneus lost to an off switch, basically, on the tractor.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yep.
keep that in mind. James Knighton said, "No, this would be a
Marneus.
PDF." James Knighton says, "No, this would be a PDF troopers going up against a Hive fleet in Tomb World at the same time." Ooh, that would not be pretty.
But interesting to watch.
Yeah,
I like watching a train wreck.
Yes, it would.
It's like, it's so horrible, but I can't look away.
All right, so let's.
You gotta love how Marvel is treating Marneus at the moment. It's like, hey, look! This is the chapter master of the Ultramarines. He has been defeated by an off button.
And he's not even
Surely
actually
he is the
Calgar.
greatest of the Ultramarines. And the Ultramarines are the bestest of them all, even though they cannot figure out off switch button.
You know, it would be kind of hilarious if they were doing this just to take the piss on Matt Ward and how his writing used to be back in the day.
Even looking at it
Even Matt
like that.
Ward would think that this is lame writing.
Yeah, but I mean, even looking at it like that, I don't know. I don't know how to think about that.
Well, let's go ahead and get right into it, I guess. So, we've already seen this opening here, so we'll just get into it. The Calgar Estates, Nova Thulium. The heretics fell into my trap by gathering here. That does not make them fools. They are defending my old friend's estate. As such, at least for a while, the advantage is theirs. To survive, they must simply hold the walls.
Hold on.
Speak,
the
damn it.
aneurysm is already beginning.
Speak words, you shit.
The pain has officially begun.
I am trying to figure out what it is he is pointing at.
Okay, this is going to be good.
All right, it must be with that much laughter. I swear to God, if it's something really
tactics.
small, I'm going to be pissed.
The tactics of this version of Marneus Calgar is borderline offensive to what Warhammer 40k is,
I mean, you're not
and
wrong.
to what
Okay.
Space Marines are.
I've seen dumb.
Okay, so
I've seen
the
dumber,
heretics,
so you'll have to
the heretics
explain.
fall into my trap. The heretics fell into my trap by gathering here, which means that he took all of his Ultramarines and
Yeah, we found that out.
intentionally
We found that out last time. We found that out last time.
Yeah.
We shit on it last time. We already know this.
I mean, I do think there is
You know
something
what? I
to
do
be...
not remember.
I know. Well, that's okay.
Also,
Here's what we
they
did.
are defending my old friend's estate.
Mm-hmm.
Is this really how you honor your old friend? By letting chaos take over his estates?
I think they're trying to pull like the drama of it, like, oh my, they're either going one of two routes here. One, they're showing that Marneus Calgar has moved on from what happened, which kind of is counterintuitive to the fact that he's had so many flashbacks and he seems to be narrating the whole damn thing to his fucking admech. But the other route they could be going for is that, oh, my old friend would agree with this strategy and allow this to happen. It is in his name that we destroy these enemies attacking these two. It's one of those two thought processes that they're trying to sell that I wouldn't buy for $1.
I mean,
I'm not buying it whatsoever.
there is one thing I can point out that's a bit of an issue for me. So he's openly giving them a strong defensive position that
Yep.
gives them the advantage. That's
A
part of his
very,
plan.
very
Yep.
thorough, entrenched, defensible position. But it's not Imperial Fist, so I'm not surprised the Ultramarines are making such a dumb siege move.
Oh, but it gets better.
Yep.
Because they kind of completely defeat the pole point in the next page.
I feel so bad for Ultramarine fans.
Yep.
To read this, I feel so bad for them.
So next page.
They're making them look so fucking dumb.
Yeah, but
Let's
they're
give
all...
up this perfectly defensible entrenched position. Every Imperial Fist face palms. It's like, yes, abandon the defensible position. That's genius.
Angry Krieg noises.
Yeah,
at
and
that as
further
well.
on that, hey, remember my old friends' estates, which we use as a base? Screw that, let's just destroy it.
Yeah. So
Sensible.
to the next
Wow.
page. They cannot hold the walls when we leave them no walls. Slay the heretics!
No shit.
I guess their walls are
Wow.
their walls are no match for our metal
Here's a
boxes.
better line, you dumbass. They cannot hold the walls if we had never given them our walls.
Yeah, I know!
You retard. What?
Exactly.
What about this is at all smart? I was giving them the benefit of the doubt the last time we were reading the previous issue because I was like, okay, he abandoned the fortress, right? And the intent was to have everybody fall out and then allow the enemy to take it. My expectation was strategically that meant they set up traps inside the fortress to make it one giant booby trap to make it so the enemy once they took
Apparently
the fortress.
they didn't.
No, that's just it. That's what I'm so pissed about now. I was at least hoping. I was like, okay, is there going to be some smart strategic writing? No, they left it completely intact and just said, "Hey, come on in. We'll attack you."
Yep.
In our entrench. What?
Yes.
What?
Exactly.
What?
Yep.
That is the most retarded shit. Like whoever wrote this has no sensible sense of strategy. Like this is the least compelling fight I have ever seen, ever in 40K. Like there's no strategy, there's no intelligence. It's just so fucking retarded.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, let's leave our fortress completely intact, no booby traps, nothing to, hurt our enemy. And give it to them, and then we'll attack them in the entrenched position we could have defended. It's retardation incarnate.
Yeah, and the thing is, these are supposed to be Space Marines. Ultramarines, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
And Space Marines are supposed to be tactical geniuses. Meanwhile, these dumbasses are making PDF forces look smart in comparison.
Seriously. Like, can you imagine, like,
and I do not make that comparison lightly.
Can you imagine him explaining this to his second officers, like his plan? All right, Calgar, what's our plan? All right, we're going to abandon our base to attack a tractor, right? Right? And then we're going to attack the enemy here. Wait, so we're going to leave booby traps and something to cause the enemy to be in disarray? No. We're just going to attack a tractor. With everybody. Are we at least going to leave some kind of vulnerability in the walls to make it... No. We're just going to drive through the wall with a tank so I can look badass. Okay, Calgar, but this is a very stupid plan. The Imperial Fist will not allow us to live this down ever. Every time we have a fight with them, they're going to remind us that we abandoned an entrenched position to an enemy completely intact and then attacked it and destroyed our own base. I will never be able to look a single Imperial Fist in the eye again. Did you not hear me? We are doing this, so I look badass. Attack! Proceeds a face slap. How did he become chapter master?
Oh, they're going to explain
Asmogan,
that.
congratulations.
Oh, God.
Asmogan, congratulations. You gave the Ultramarines more character than this comic does.
Yeah, I'm here all day. Nathan gave a super chat, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Nathan X,
and he actually said something for once.
Nathan X 2000 says, for £2, this makes the Erda cannon seem more 40k based. Yep. Finney Davies says, I do not at all understand the writing of modern comics has got this bad. Or how the writing of modern comics has got this bad. Easy. They keep hiring
Nepotism.
people that have never written before.
Because they have enough woke points.
Yep.
Because
it's not about like, oh, how good are you at writing and what have you done previously? No, it's how many times on Twitter have you bitched about this social issue? Oh, a lot? Okay, here's a comic.
Yeah,
yep.
Exactly. James Knighton says, are the walls made out of soy cheese mental fortifications?
Yep.
Given how easily they crumbled, yes. They are no match for Calgar's metal boxes.
Metal boxes. Also, this is the second page, and there's already a proportions inconsistency.
Yes.
Look how massive Marneus is compared to that Primaris Space Marine.
Mm-hmm.
Massive everything
And
except
then look
the
at
head
the size.
once again.
Look at the size of Primaris Space Marine compared to that half occultist. They almost look the same size. Like, wow.
Yep.
Congrats. You screwed up the proportions yet again.
And this is page 2. We have only yet begun to suffer.
Yep.
And we've already
Although, I
spent
must
14 minutes
say,
on it.
I'm disappointed that they didn't give Marneus a very small head to show this very small brain moment.
They did,
I am
actually.
disappointed in that.
I think they did, actually. His head looks pretty small to me. It looks smaller than the Primaris head. Yet his body is much bigger.
That Primaris head has a helmet on it.
I
so-
know, but still. Anyways, let's...
some more chat stuff.
Finney Davies says, that's such a sad state of things. Face palms with power glove, hand goes through head. You're going to actually, yeah, I know what's coming. And
Actually,
so does Xerius.
I kind of want to point this out. If you scroll down to the comments of this comic, they're sucking this thing's dick. They're eating
I'm
this
sorry,
shit.
this thing has comments?
Yes, you scroll down, there's comments. First guy says they cannot hold the walls when we leave them no walls. And and the thinking space meme is born. Then the guy responds to that. I don't know what you're talking about battle, brother. The Codex Astartes totally supports the action of our spiritual liege here. I love how Calgar goes, there should be more enemies. Ah, yes, Chaos Terminator, of course. And he proceeds to power fist him.
Oh, spoiler.
Spoiler. Yeah,
I'm sorry, what?
One guy just says flatly, good read, period.
Ha! Dumbass.
Another guy, not gonna lie, when they first announced the
Anyway.
Warhammer 40k collab with Marvel, I had my doubts, considering how bad Marvel has butchered their legacy characters as of late, but this is awesome. I mean, Papa Smurf is literally power fisting filthy
No, it
heretics.
is not. You are
and shit.
objectively wrong. Go kill yourself.
Only thing missing is the Ultramarines chant from Alpha Boost's text-to-speech videos. These people are sheep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And it gets worse.
Anyway, let's not delve on those. Let's not stick with those comments too long. Let's finish the stuff in the chat and
Yes.
continue.
Oh my god.
Rusty Cake, true about their heads. They're like Goombas from old Mario Brothers movie. This could explain their strategies. Oof.
Where's the brain?
Indeed.
It's
Nice.
not in there.
I like
It's
that.
hollow.
James Knighton, this isn't the chapter master who
Nice.
defended McCrag against Hive Behemoth. This pretender is just someone's fanfic, and the Codex will never support this heresy. Agree.
I do gotta say, I love it so
Well, yes.
I hate the Ultra Spurs, so this is very cathartic for me. It's like, at least it's not my chapter getting shit on.
Wait until you see Marvel making a Black Templar comic.
I will not read it. If I do, you might see me on the news getting arrested for murder. An American goes over to Britain and kills the writers. Dead.
Yep.
All right, so let's go ahead and get through this.
I mean, in all
Right.
honesty, I would do the same if they did something with Blood Angels, because I love my Blood Angels, and the way they're being treated in recent times is disgusting.
I mean, I mainly prefer Dark Eldar and Krieg myself, so I don't have to really worry about that because Marvel is going to hate both of those. Certainly, I expect.
GW already hates both of those with how often they update them. In fact, the last update for Krieg is just
Yep.
basically destroyed them as a faction, so.
All right, well,
Yep.
so let's get to it. Compared to the brutalities of the harvest, this courtyard was a happy place. Combat drills, the occasional scrap from my better's table. I have fond memories, now more. Every time I face a traitor, I think, some of these have fought for 10,000 years. Long ago, they trained to be space marines like me. The betrayal is one thing, but it is cut with the worry that one could endure all we endure to be a space marine and still end up an abomination.
And flashback.
I do not like how Marneus is just leaping like it's no big deal in that massive suit of Gravis armor.
Not to defend the comic.
I hate you,
but
comic.
It's not like he's leaping that much, and Space Marines biologically are known, even in suit like that, to be able to perform massive physical feats you would not expect, even in armor. Like they're known to be. What was the line? Nothing that big should move that fast. Has been a descriptor for many years. So their armor has never really been that constricting for them.
That said,
Yeah, but you don't see Terminators doing backflips outside of Dawn of War 3.
Yeah, but you don't see him doing backflips here either. I mean, the jump he did there again was rather small. It was like a slight leap, and he was running down an incline. So it's nothing out of the norm, or nothing I would say is impossible,
That's like
let alone unlikely.
that said, does anyone else
It's like a
notice...
slight incline made out of rubble.
That's still an incline,
Yeah, but
and
did
it's still a small jump.
anyone else notice how seemingly horribly drawn the other Space Marines are, or is it just me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens when you design Phobos armor. You end up with these ugly pieces of crap.
Yeah, Phobos armor has always been, in my opinion, ugly.
It's
and
disgusting.
Infiltrator armor, it's just, no.
All right, well, let's...
Infiltrator armor is, yeah.
Let's continue.
Anyway,
But-
next page.
But yeah, remember how this was all... Oh yeah, this is more... Wait, this can't be all of it. It is. Oh. More backstory. Hooray!
Yay, flashback!
Yep.
I totally care.
Because
Not-
we haven't had to
Also,
deal
I
with-
just like to point
Go ahead.
out how much of a runt Tacitus is. I mean, look at him compared to the other boys.
Mhm.
He is he's small. He's
Wait
a
a
small,
minute.
skinny boy.
He was bigger than that before. Wait. No, yeah, he was. He
not
was
really.
he was depicted as bigger than that before.
Oh god, I think you might be right too.
Yeah, they reverted him back to how he first looked in the first comic here.
All right, I'm going to
I can't
see
remember.
if I can find in issue 3 where it is. Oh.
Okay, and while you do that, I'll read some of the live chat. George Gracia. Greetings, fellow Iron Warriors. Hail chat. Chaos
Apparently
Space
issue
Marines
3 is
are
having
veterans
issue.
of many wars. Jump splat. Never mind. James Knighton, did he just jump and grab a armor? Yes, he did, and that's why I have a problem with it. I loser, more like a hop. Meh. George Gracia,
That's
Calgar
what
skip
I'm
leg
saying.
day. Meh.
I do
James
think he looked a
Knighton,
little bit
but he
bigger.
jumping in Gravis armor though. Yeah, he's jumping in Gravis armor.
Again, I wouldn't even
That's
call
a
it
no.
a jump. I wouldn't even call that a jump.
All right. Well, anyways, let's go ahead and get through this. Thulium Minor, hundreds of years earlier. You want to do the voice there, Asmogan?
I'm not touching it.
I'll do it. Aspirants, you are here today to commence your testing. The very best will be taken to become neophytes. The rest will... And tremors.
Die by the hands of a big ass amble,
I do like that
which
it
comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, I do like the number of aspirants, 300, then it immediately goes down, then it goes down. That's kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
And accurate. Let's see.
I can also somewhat appreciate that the amble just has a chunk of boy stuck in its mandibles.
Well, it's got more than a chunk. Xenos threat, Amble. They're not native to the moon. A previously unknown migration pattern. Local militia will be deployed to seek the root of the mystery.
Crix is important it here. We had to avoid it as a first test, and then try to survive in its own hunting grounds. I drove it away with the heavy stubber so many times. It ate a lot of us.
Call in the threat.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, how do these guys not know about this? Crixus has been doing this for years.
No. Hold on. When did he get a heavy stubber? What was that when they were in that building of some sort? Did I have a heavy stubber there?
Wait, no. I know what he's talking about. You remember how they showed that monster appear, and then the next page or the next time we saw the flashback, it took off after they'd killed it, and then they were talking about how they killed it or how they got away from it.
Yeah, they got away from it.
That they didn't actually show that though, and we complained about it. They're literally adding details to the thing they didn't show.
Yeah, but they were using a las gun.
They weren't even using that.
A las gun, not a heavy stubber.
No, they weren't even using that. They had nothing. Crixus dropped them off with nothing.
I do believe once
they showed the monster, and then the next time we saw the flashback, it literally cut to after they'd escaped it. We didn't see anything about how they dealt with it.
Well, they didn't kill it. I think what happened though is once they got to the outpost where he was at, they had guns there, or firearms there of some sort.
They did have a las gun. That we also complained about that. That Tacticus had a las gun in one of the I would call it the montage of training.
Yeah.
One of them had a las gun, but that we never seen ever.
But yeah, I don't recall a heavy stubber, so
hold on. I'm gonna go to the second issue and
whatever.
But that's not taking away from the fact these Space Marines never noticed the amble, despite the fact that Crixus imported it there for training.
Hold on.
And it has been there for training for years.
Have a look at this real quick.
What?
This Space Marine is giving the communication device to Tacitus.
Yeah.
Tacticus.
Why?
Wait, haven't you been paying attention?
Oh yeah, because he's the main character.
Well, I was going to point out that the reasoning the comic is trying to give is that they're testing the aspirants, and they're letting them handle whatever they will. So basically, they're just supervising and watching who's the most interesting. So that's why he did it.
I suppose I can see that.
And if we're gonna shit on it, let's shit on it for the valid things.
Jorge Grassa says, or Jorge Grassa says, always at Amble, there are more Xeno monsters you could use. Sad. And why the F is the kid talking to the Marine, and why is the Marine responding? Like, why? The Tacitus
now that is worth shitting on.
Activate. Woo!
Also,
yeah, I
now the thing I do want to shit on is how does he know what to say? How does he know what to say to the communicator to call down a strike? Thing. How the fuck does he know that?
Yeah, that's another good thing. All right, so you read the call in the threat line, right, Matt?
Yep.
All right, so Aspirant Marneus, under orders of Sergeant Arthur of the Ultramarines, Xenos threat is in the process of eating aspirants. Require support. In a normal situation, I would have expected mortar fire, or snipers sending a round from the horizon to excise the threat. But on that day, we had the full power of a storm raven.
Buy now at stores. Sorry, that's why that's immediately what I thought when they're like, we had the power of a storm raven. Show a picture of it. See how powerful it is. Buy in stores now for your Space Marine army.
The full power of a storm raven. All that firepower, it was somewhat overkill. The aspirant selection is a living hell, but that was a highlight. Okay.
Wow. Space Marines being overkill about something.
That's
big
normal.
Surprise there.
And
also, we had the full power firepower of a storm raven. Yeah, you had the firepower of a flying cardboard box with missiles and assault cannons attached to it. Big whoop.
Mm-hmm.
The other aspirants thought I had little chance. I could tell they believed me nearly broken. I saw things differently. Crixus had failed to break me. The first day lulled others into security. It was simple testing of ability. You could see the pride on those who made these initial steps. Then came the endurance tests of the second day. Then the slaughter of the third. Servitors were set upon us while we slept. Living, unthinking husks of those who failed to become space marines pursued us through the night. It was bleak and awful poetry. They who failed to become angels of death, trying to ensure we wouldn't either.
Okay. This, I actually kind of like.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate to how Space Marines treat, like the brutality of just the testing of aspirants. This is fairly accurate. I don't know from the lore what Ultramarines do specifically, but for like general Space Marines, this is pretty on point. They're put through deadly tests with no hold bars, no safety nets. It's just you will be put through the ringer, and the worst of the worst will be thrown at you. So this is pretty good. And
Although it does make me wonder if the writer knew that the guys that failed to become Space Marines end up as servitors, why didn't that happen to Crixus?
because they probably Googled it after writing it. They probably Googled it after writing it.
Yeah. All right, so
George Gracia. Combat servitors. Nice. Can I have some models of them?
No?
No? Okay.
all right. By the end of the first week, we thought ourselves the hardcore budding heroes. With the heavy ordnance of the testing, they demolished that delusion. As the end of the second week approached, we kept remembering a fact. It haunted us. In some years, Nova Thulium had no aspirants selected to progress to neophytes. I think that ours would have been one of those years. But I swore that Marneus would be a space marine.
Oh, wow.
As I left the world, I cursed Crixus's name in thanks. His hate forged me, as surely as Marneus's love.
Okay, so he was the only one that survived.
That's not uncommon, though. I mean, it's very normal to have a very, very, very small number turn out for new Marines. And I get it's kind of dramatic that he's the only one in this case, but at the same time, main character syndrome and all that.
Ibram says
I hate
this
main
is
character
dumb.
syndrome so much.
Yeah, but it's not but for the lore of Space Marines, to be fair, it's not uncommon to have 1 to like 3 people max survive the initial trials. So that's lore accurate, I guess I could say. It's just for this though, just like he's the only one, kind of dramatic, but oh well.
All right, so some of the comments. James Knighton says, if this was about Grey Knights, any one of the recruits, they would be dead and not by the explosives around the neck. Ibram Gaunt says, this is dumb. And Robert Chalk says, big gay.
Actually, was that what they were implying?
What?
Hold on. He says, his hate forged me as surely as Marneus's love. Now, I would have assumed it was
could
friend
just be
love.
friend.
I would assume that's friend or brotherly love, but in this, politically correct day and age, is that what they're trying to
And
hint
considering this is
at,
Marvel,
is that what they're going for? I don't know.
Who knows?
It wouldn't surprise me.
Anyways,
considering it's Marvel we're talking about.
Modern Marvel Comics.
Ahem.
Yeah.
I did not think I would ever return to Marneus's home again. But if I did, I knew it would be like this. For
You
space...
knew you were going to abandon it, allow it to be taken by the enemy, and then you yourself destroy it? That's quite the prediction. It's like, I always knew this would happen.
Ugh.
I foresaw it.
I predicted my own stupidity.
Fucking Zinch is looking at this situation going, I couldn't have made this chaos happen. Like, with just this stupidity. Like, what? Jesus Christ.
For Space Marines, what is there but war unending? The chapel is clear, brothers. Remember, we need at least one prisoner. So, Xerius, you want to take this, or shall Asmogan take the next guy?
I suppose I'll go with an apothecary. With a little cauterizing, this one will live.
Excellent, Apothecary. Do so. What areas of resistance are there left? I will... Sorry, but go ahead.
Beautiful pronunciation.
What?
Apothecary.
Sorry,
Oh.
Apothecary.
Apothecary.
Apothecary, sorry.
I need an apothecary, brother.
You knew what I meant.
Yeah.
Alright,
God,
so...
here comes the scene I have been dreading.
I will say this. I enjoy watching a Reaver, especially an Ultramarine one, getting split in half. That's kind of entertaining.
Oh.
I do like that.
For an Astartes, there is but war. For an Astartes, what is there but war unending? Do not mistake that rhetorical question for doubt, or wishing for a world that is not. This is what I want.
Oh, my emperor! We don't care about your philosophical beliefs. Philosophical beliefs.
Wait. Did he just one-shot the fucking...
Hellbrute? Yes.
Yes, he did.
Bullshit.
Yes, he did.
Yep.
Bullshit.
He just punched a Hellbrute in the chest and it died.
Bullshit.
One punch. He didn't punch it in the chest and then open fire with his
Fuck
fist
you,
bolters.
writers. Fuck you.
No, he just punched it. He just punched it and it died.
One punch, and that's all it takes, right? That's how big of a threat they are. Fuck you. Fuck you. That's all I got. Fuck you.
And also, the thing isn't that much bigger than Marneus, which is dumb.
Yes.
Fucking A.
James Knighton says, a Hellbrute, why was this not at the walls? Jorge Gracia goes lol. Optimus Jedi goes lols. James Knighton says, and he just one-shot it. That's why it was not at the walls. iLoser says, Ma Ray Sue, lol. Phineas Davies says, no flipping way. Anonymous
fucking
Alias
punched him
says,
once.
Splunch. Jorge Gracia says, unactivated Power Fist against a Dreadnought, lol. Red Soldier says, Mary
Yeah, I also noticed
Sue.
that.
Anonymous Alias says, should have made it a Chaos Terminator or something.
I agree.
Yeah.
Something else.
And what makes what yeah, as George Gracia pointed out, it's an unactivated Power Fist.
Even better.
Actually, I'm pretty sure
Nice.
it's Jorge Grasa. Believe that's how it's pronounced.
Jorge Grasa, okay. Ibram Gaunt says, boom, headshot.
Boom.
It wasn't even it was a chest shot.
Yeah, it's even...
Yeah. Yeah,
Not even a headshot.
that's a chest, not a head, my dude. That's a chest.
It's still ridiculous, but that's kind of the point. Let's get away from this heresy as quickly as we can.
Adeptus retardus continues.
And all those people lapping it up in the comments of this fucking comic, you guys are sheep.
All of this.
Finian Davies. Goddamn, there is no motion in this comic whatsoever. Yes, that is true. Red Soldier says, Why do Marvel Rights love their Mary Sues? Man, are they that mentally corrupt?
Bankrupt.
Yes.
Yes, they are. Very much so.
Yes.
Just
say George Grace, please. It hurts. Joke.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
From now
I'm
on, you're
sorry.
George Grace. All right. James Knighton says, Can a company master of the Dark Angels had a Heaven Fellblade and still didn't kill it, even with rockets couldn't kill it? Rusted Cake says Calgar had much experience using his fist with his love, so he channeled that experience into spotting his foes.
Fuck you, Rusted Cake, for the imagery there. Fuck you.
But wait. Guys, I have a counter for this.
God.
If Marneus can't even operate an off switch, what makes you think he's going to operate that?
Ooh. To be fair, it is an on switch he's working there, not an off switch. If you know what I mean.
Fair point. Lions
Okay,
Amen says
moving
power
on,
friend
please.
says power of friendship fist. Rusted Cake says I push out only the best of burns. That was a good one. That was a good one.
My fucking god.
All right, so
exhale.
Asmogan, I believe you did the voice of the Space Marine that's talking to Marneus.
The honor guard.
The base is pacified, my lord. We have prisoners. The questioning can begin. We'll locate the source of the attackers.
So, Quintus, that's happening. While that's happening, I appear to have a brief opening. My apologies for the delays. You wish to show me a potential site for construction.
Yeah, the whole fucking fortress that you just surrendered and allowed to be destroyed, and actually, no, not allowed to be destroyed. You did it yourself.
Yes.
So,
Indeed.
all of this that you did not need to be destroyed by you, I would circle that for reconstruction, you moron.
Dumbass.
All right, so who wants to voice Quintus?
I think I might have been doing it the last time.
You did it last time.
Well,
I did
we'll
the
let-
first issue.
We'll let Xerius do it, I guess, because he hasn't had much
George-
lines.
George Grace. Next time will we see a Terminator being killed by a stubber? Wanna bet? I mean, have you played Space Hulk Deathwing?
Ibram Gaunt
I heard-
says, Take this, my love, my anger, and all my sorrow, shining finger, erupting burning finger.
Explosion! All right.
Alright, so...
It's understandable. You clearly have been accessing euphemism database. Hold on, I need to zoom in for that. There we go, now I can read. Izzy, I've arranged for a transport up to Thulium Minor. I'm afraid you still have a little gore on your back, my lord.
Worry not, Quintus. A servitor will purge the bloodstains in transit.
Comedy.
A return to
Comedy.
Oh, if you thought that was comedy, wait till you see what else is coming up and what they've done to.
It was
the
their sorry
admech there.
excuse for comedy.
Oh, it gets worse, and it's more admech comedy.
God.
You're going to hate what you,
you
see
see-
with that, but
I hate everything I see so
You see,
far.
you're going to hate that more.
Quintus refers to gore being on his back. I'm not sure if it's just art inconsistency, but he's looking pretty clean. In fact, the blood on his power fist has magically disappeared.
Yep.
Right, so it's already clean. Thanks, dumbass.
A
Wait,
return.
hold on.
Sorry.
Wait, the power fist that we see in that middle image is the one that he didn't punch the Hilbert with.
No, it is the one he punched it with, because he
No,
turns
'cause
around.
it is.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, it is.
Yes,
It
it
is.
is. It is gone. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Never mind. It is dumb.
Yes. Hence why I pointed it out.
Well, as we've established, their idea of consistency is non-existent.
A return to the moon I left behind as a neophyte. I am a changed man since then.
Wow, you don't say.
Surgically.
Thanks,
so.
Captain Obvious.
In those first days of implantation, we were more than boys, but less than space marines. We felt like gods. Until we were reminded of our mortality, time and time over. With every injury, I prayed the gifts would win the battle against the wound. I'd seen so many aspirants fail. We still carried the wound of doubt that that rests in the heart of mere men.
He says we. He says we, even though he is the only survivor.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, it looks like they copy and
Right.
pasted entries from the wiki on what he's being implanted with at what stage.
Of course they did.
So
Good
wait,
for
they
you. You can
plagiari-
copy and paste.
Are you telling me they plagiarized the wiki?
Well, actually, I don't know if it is exactly listed like that. It was I said that as a joke, but I might be more right than I know. Hold on. Space Marine genetic
I mean, considering
modifications.
the amount of plagiarization the Marvel Star Wars comics has, I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh god,
They-
quite a bit.
Okay, so to be fair, the wiki does give a lot more info, and they did simplify it here, but that's mainly because I couldn't fit it.
Yep.
But bullet point wise, it looks like it was copy and paste like in terms of the same bullet points. But I guess calling it a copy and paste would be incorrect.
All right.
Also, I would once again like to point out how skinny and spindly this boy is.
Yeah, after those first wave of genetic alterations, he should have looked significantly different. There, his clothes are different, yeah, but otherwise he looks basically the same as he did before.
Also, that hole compared to the organ they're about to shove in is a bit small. Just saying.
Yeah, it's
Also, the only single detail that I will kind of give credit for in the shot is they're actually showing them literally ripping open his chest. That is a nice detail, but this is still a spindly, weak boy.
Yeah, he should be inflating like a fucking balloon. Especially after the first wave of genetic
He should have
alterations.
been. Yeah, I mean, like, Even in the second image, he looks normal. He doesn't look like he's changed.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, his legs look slightly thicker, but that's about it.
And you could say that's more the clothes than anything else.
Yeah.
So maybe
Actually,
the artist was lazy as fuck.
Skipping ahead a little bit.
Richard Valdez.
We only see him actually becoming a bit more like a space marine on like the third page of all this.
So Richard Valdez.
Wow.
Richard Valdez says, "What is an exact copy is that image with the boy with his chest open surgery. We've seen that exact image from old BL artwork."
That is very true. It's pretty much the exact same image. I'd say almost like they traced it.
Kind of.
It's pretty identical.
Let me check.
Pretty identical.
Oh my god, did they actually retrace?
They retraced an image that we've seen in previous artwork of the Space Marine genetic implantation in the art style of this comic, but it's pretty much a trace job.
I'm trying to find the image real quick.
I swear I've seen the exact same placement of the servitors and how they're opening the chest, the baldness of the character, the table. I swear I've seen that same exact setup.
Okay, so if they retraced that, isn't that illegal? Or am I just imagining that?
Unless they got permission from the artist.
They do it all the time with Star Wars comics and they get away with it somehow, so don't even bother trying.
And if they did it in their own art style, it's also perfectly fine, unfortunately. Well,
Okay.
I say unfortunately, but they've done nothing illegal. They've just done something incredibly lazy.
I found the artwork and not really. It's not really that close. I'll share it.
Okay. Yeah, it's genuinely different. Okay.
The one I was thinking of was different than that one, but similar.
I'm also thinking there's a different one.
Yeah, there's another one
definitely
with the
remember
same
there
angle
being a
of the
different
table as
one.
the artwork in the comic, but more or less beating a dead horse.
George Gray says it is
Yeah, I also
all
can't find it.
says it is all original art, all original Marvel Comics. Sigh.
Yeah, but even in that original artwork that you shared, they still took some time to make the Space Marine look like he's bulking the fuck up.
All right, so let's go ahead and get to the next page, shall we?
Yep.
I suppose.
Soon we were cured. We were taught lessons of faith, discipline, and clarity. We were taught ignorance. And when we were done, I knew no fear. Then, as soon as we were ready, we were deployed. I was 14 and taller than most normal men. However, still far smaller than an orc. Best to keep the beast at range.
Wow, that is a small Space Marine scout.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
I mean, just look at him. He's puny. I mean, consider what Space Marine scouts, even at 14, 15 years of age, look like. Marneus is freaking puny.
Yeah. The thing is, he looks like a guardsman, like a younger guardsman wearing Space Marine armor.
That as well. He just looks like a blue guardsman.
The
gun doesn't even look.
Was the artist even told that he was supposed to be like bulking up and inflating every single genetic? Like each of these pictures, we should see him slightly bigger. The first one, I'm fine with him looking pretty much the same as he did before. It's his first wave of genetic alterations. Fine. The second image where they're implying that he looks like that after the genetic alterations of the second surgical enhancement sets, after the Hemistane, again, I don't give me on pronunciations, Zimmerman's organ, that set, we should immediately start seeing him inflate like a fucking balloon. And each of these pictures should show a size increase that is like makes you almost do a double take. He should be getting much bigger, and he doesn't look any bigger until the next page after page 15.
And his face should should be becoming more masculine and bulky and generally kind of hideous, considering how Space Marine faces
Well, he should start to
become
he should start to resemble their Primarch more and more.
Primarch.
I mean, you could argue that his
Yeah,
face
but
looks
they're-
hideous now, but that's more a case of the incompetence of the artist than actual intent.
Mm. Also, I question how shoving screens with explosions into his face is going to convince him anything.
Also, why is his mouth drooling at that?
Because he's being shown shocking imagery. Supposedly.
He's being shown Michael Bay movies. I feel
Yeah,
bad for
that
him.
would. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, that would.
That would cause some drooling and loss of brain cells.
So would this comic.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, double burn.
The University of
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, the University of Death. I learned many things from many teachers. After the Remembrancer was implanted, I once learned the secret location of an orc base by drinking from the creature's throat.
Hey, okay, I do like that detail. That
There
is
we
something
go.
I'll give props to this
Something.
comic.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yes. Thank you. Great. More of that. Oh wait, it's gonna be completely screwed up later, isn't it?
And forgotten.
I survived when men.
Yeah, I mean,
Also, yeah, that makes a good question. Why didn't he just do that with any of the Chaos Cultists, or is there a rule against that?
well, I don't think you want to be drinking chaos blood, even
That's
if it's
what I
just
thought.
chaos cultists.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
when it comes to Chaos Forces, the normal strategy cannot be used. You have to be a lot more cautious with them because of possible corruption.
No,
That makes sense. All right.
not even blood angels or my basilisks would touch chaos blood. And my
It's-
basilisks love blood.
Best case scenario, it's heretical to the chapters that are religious to the Emperor. Worst case scenario, you actually
Yeah.
get corrupted by chaos.
Yeah, good point. All right.
Yep.
That and the Inquisition, in any sense, would see it as really bad.
Yeah.
Actually, do the mortifactors eat chaos? Or
I do not know. I don't think so.
I'm not sure.
I don't believe so.
I'd have to double check that. But other than them, it's pretty much a
Well,
no-go for most chapters.
All right. So
Anyway, let's continue.
I survived when men died. I realized that is what makes a space marine. You survive until all that was once a mere man is ground away.
I suppose.
I mastered every weapon in the Imperium's armory. I learned that I was a weapon, and every part of me was a blade in service of the Imperium. And then I became a blade edged with poison.
Okay. More consuming of enemy flesh to learn tactics and locations and stuff. Okay, that's cool.
A glance at me would make me know.
Ooh.
I was a space marine. I had passed all tests, but I was mistaken.
Okay. Implanting the black carapace.
All right, there's so far nailing that bit.
That's interesting.
I
That is
hazard
actually
to give
something
them.
you-
I hazard to give them props for it though, because to me it just looks like they finally Googled some info about the damn thing they were writing, and then just use that to draw the
Yeah.
images.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, every issue before this, and
Yeah.
even in this same comic, everything that they've shown shows they know nothing about the Ultramarines, let alone Space Marines, let alone 40k. So to me, this just comes off as they're finally reading some lore and they're finally applying it to the damn comic.
Mm-hmm. All right, so
Okay, we've got a bit of stuff in the chat. Red Soldier says, so shocking he got brainwashed, but still remembers his upbringing, guys. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's interesting, isn't it?
I
Even
pointed
though Space
out.
Marines
Yeah, I
very
pointed
decades
out
old.
issue 2 or 3 that he should not be remembering everything as vividly as he does, and as he's
Yeah.
recalling it. Because the thing is, Space Marines aren't noted for having particularly amazing memories over others. They remember the most specific events in their lives, but not everything. Like, they go through so much, and they don't have enough brain power to remember every single thing they've ever done. And specifically childhood memories pre the genetic alterations become Space Marine and the events they go through as Space Marines would be one of the first things they completely forget. And with him becoming the chapter master and his life experience, Calgar should remember nothing of his childhood, not even his original name. Not with how long he's lived, and
And
not with how much
yet-
experience he's taken on. So it's always that's been a source of kind of strangeness to this comic.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, so
Lions Amen says, so Calgary ate an orc and didn't go to see his daddy Smurf? Huh. I think it only works on Blood Angels, I guess. And, no, okay, never mind, yeah. Also, that's just a meme. It doesn't actually work that way. Anyway. Drink blood for better info. Eat the brain. Hannibal Lecter. Okay, that's a good
Free
one.
range rude.
Yep. Richard Valdez, I got a question. Are there even Scout Marines anymore? Because Primaris come out of the lab so psycho indoctrinated they are fully trained.
Well, original old school Marines are still around, so therefore Scout Marines would still be around. But
yeah,
I would say there's probably significantly less by the time the Primaris start filling in ranks of each chapter.
Yeah. Ilusa says, which means the family estate of his namesake Marneus is going to be leveled to the ground by the Inquisition since it had a bunch of Chaos forces running amok.
fair
You
point.
would think that, wouldn't you? Red Soldier says, but he definitely ate some brotherly love, didn't he? Ah. George Grace says, eating flesh gives you
Why are
info
you
on the
eating
foe you are
Grace?
fighting. Because he said, just call me George Grace as
Did
a
he say
joke.
that?
Yes,
And I'm
he
going to
did.
take that joke to the extreme.
Okay, well, roll with it.
Actual information about what the foe knows should be after you eat its brain. Am I wrong? No, not really. You can Space Marines can eat whatever of the foe and learn everything. If you want to learn a bit more in detail, I recommend Taker of Skulls, which goes through mortar factors, and one of the initiate neophytes, I suppose. Does he? I don't remember if he actually eats something. Oh goodness! My brain is slow. Never mind what.
Well, yeah. Point is, Space Marines do
What
gain knowledge from
good
eating parts of their foe.
sound.
I will say this. When it came
Some
to
weird ass screeching going on outside.
I don't hear it on my end, but you're there, so.
It's on my end.
Well, when
Yeah,
it
sounds
comes
like he's having a fight.
one thing I will question is he ate. They implied that he ate part of an orc to learn what the orc knew, but the thing is, I'm kind of questioning that. Like, what would you gain? The orcs don't even know what they're doing.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, if you're up against maybe like Death Skulls, maybe there's some strategy going on, but not much.
Yep. Cade's after 200 plus years, so much is gonna blur. Yeah. James Knighton says, unless they're custodies, but that custodies. Yeah. George Grace. You could later access the chapter info vaults if you are looking for info in the Marines' past, I think. Yeah, but you won't be finding info on your own past.
Not especially specific events like
Optimus
that.
Jedi. Yeah. Optimus Jedi says, I thought Marines had perfect recall. However, they lose their lives before being a Marine due to hypno-indoctrination.
I don't believe they have
Yes.
perfect recall of every single event of their life. It's the stuff before being a Marine in particular that they forget. But that's due to the indoctrination.
It depends on how old. It depends on how old a Space Marine is. Post becoming a Space Marine, up to 500 years, their memory will be pretty good. Post Space Marine, pre Space Marine, they'll remember absolutely jack. But it depends on age. It entirely depends on age.
Age, events they've gone through, trauma that they've received, potentially to the head. There are ways that they have recall, but the recall is not perfect. There are flaws in their recall. I would say their short-term memory is perfect. Certainly, but not long-term.
Well, I didn't say their long-term memory was perfect, but I said it was pretty good.
But what he said was they had perfect recall, which could imply long-term memory. And I was explaining that it's long-term memory. It's not guaranteed to have perfect recall. Short-term memory, I'm fairly confident they do have perfect recall, but not every single event they've ever experienced in their lives.
That also depends on the age. I mean,
like I could see custodians having perfect recall.
Really old Space Marines like Commander John, even he is well, then again, he is freaking old. And even he's starting to have problems with short-term memory nowadays.
Yeah, and that does open up the argument though. Are we talking about the Space Marines that are Primaris, or are we talking Firstborn? And then even amongst those, how are we talking about the Firstborns who were around like during the Horus Heresy, or are we talking about like the Firstborn Marines who were sired into the chapter significantly afterwards? Like those are other factors we'd have to discuss about like the validity of their long-term memory and recall.
Yeah. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna read any more of the chat, or we're gonna be here all day, because this chat is actually moving consistently at a decent speed.
All right,
so let's just continue with the comic.
A final personal test had been in progress for some time. So, who wants to voice the Inquisitor?
I have voiced one too many female Inquisitors, thank you very much.
Asmogan, it sounds like you're up.
Okay. Impressive, is he not?
Hey, look, they literally just traced the Forge World Gilliman model into 2D artwork.
You're fucking kidding me.
Nice. So impressive. Wow.
Nice. I think the sad part is that statue has more detail in it than some of the Marines they've had in the background of some scenes in these comics.
Well, of course, that's because Marvel didn't originally.
Actually, no. Do you guys remember that painting of the Emperor from like the first issue?
Oh God, no!
Oh my God, they put more effort into that, into this statue, than they even remotely put into that painting.
Well, of course, because they had an original model to work with, but. Still,
oh my fucking God.
The best parts about this comic, in terms of the art, are the things that aren't originally from the comic.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This comic is an asset flip. How the...
Well done. Well done.
Yep.
Couldn't draw the Emperor with a fucking damn in the first issue, but you went all out in the detail of the fucking statue of the Ultra Smurf bitch boy. Well done.
Also, before we continue on with this page, wow, Marvel completely screwed up the colors. Because when you see her in the background, in the background at the bottom of the previous image, she's got quite a bit of pink
Red.
and black. But when you pinkish reddish, it looks like pink to me.
Basically, her
it
cape
pink.
was. The thing is, her cape doesn't look like it's fur in that one, and it looks like bright red or pink. In the close up, it's white.
And it looks like. And it almost looks like her shoulder pads are pinkish. Basically, all of
No,
the
gray.
capey
The
and shouldery
trim-
stuff.
The trim
looks
is
like-
kind of like a tan, but the pad itself is like gray.
Optimus Jedi says,
The only
"Hi."
thing
Yeah, well,
pinkish on
point
her
being-
is the sandy colored trim.
All right, so Optimus Jedi says, guys, get it? She's got an eye, and it has an eye. OMG, brilliant. Lol, kill me.
Kill me. Yes, I agree. I want to die.
And I would shit on this comic for that, but the thing is, there is a lot of Inquisitors with some kind of eyepiece with an eye on it, so it's been done before. So I can't shit on this comic specifically for it, but it is kind of dumb.
And I mean, depending on this Inquisitor's personality, it could fit her somewhat.
Her
That she would
personality.
be that self-indulgent.
Her personality apparently is that she's a forgiving Inquisitor, which we will learn.
Wait, how old is she supposed to be? I don't know.
Old.
There are no worlds he humbles.
Words.
Sorry. There are no words. He humbles us all. Father of all Ultramarines, holy Gilliman, struck down, forever preserved.
Oh,
Right.
you dirty bitch! Work the shaft.
Work it with his fists. Use the fists, Marneus.
Oh, it's gonna kill me listening to them like praise Gilliman. Oh my god.
When I
Yes,
said,
praise the bureaucrat of Primarchs.
when I stand
wonder-
here, sorry.
I wonder who else gets that reference that Asmogan just said.
I got it.
I
Yeah,
instantly got it.
keep going. We're
Let's-
gonna
I wonder who else
hold things up
got
at
it.
this rate.
All right. When I stand here, I am reminded of the task ahead. This is the man who I must strive to not disappoint. Which leads me to a question. Why is a humble neophyte speaking to an inquisitor?
Cause you're a Mary Sue. Why else?
Also, this is a question I've had for a long time. Where and how was Gilliman's body preserved? Some people say his body was preserved inside of the statue, but I personally doubt that, because that doesn't make sense. So I really, really would like to know how and where his freaking body was preserved. Please.
Well, you say body, but he was
someone.
still alive, so.
James Knighton says...
Well, I didn't. I said body, not corpse.
James Knighton says...
Yeah,
"To me-
but body kind of sound. It could just be like in America, that's how it's phrased. But here, typically, when we say body, it's in the implication that they're dead.
Yeah, it is.
Like we don't say corpse often in reference to someone who's dead. We usually say body out of respect. Sounds better than corpse.
Here
Alright,
in South Africa, we say corpse more than body
We say body.
for dead things. For
So-
dead things in general.
All right, so James Knighton has a question. He says, "I'm sorry, what a forgiving Inquisition? Those do not mix."
No.
No, they don't.
Yeah, no.
Like obviously you could argue like it depends on what Ordo she serves. Like is she in Ordo Malleus? Is she in Ordo Xenos? But even then, every Ordo of the Inquisition is fucked up in terms of their quote unquote forgiveness. Hell, their fucking motto is innocence proves nothing. That's the entire Inquisition. Okay? So forgiveness is not what they're known for. Let alone mercy.
Red Soldier says, if she's forgiving, how is she an Inquisitor in the first place? Because reasons. And
Well,
then
they need that
George
one
Gray
PR
says,
rep.
"Where has your hand been, Inquisitor? Why does it smell of female hormones?"
Maybe.
Maybe it's been with Calgar's. Maybe it's been with those. I'm not going to say it because that would. Even then, that's. Yeah, no.
Oh boy.
I have my limits. All right, so.
It relates
As
to the
do
matter
I.
of you still being a neophyte. You should have been a full battle brother nearly a year ago. There have been discussions on your qualities.
I don't understand.
That is to your credit. I was investigating Crixus' cult. It has only just come to light that one who came into contact with it had survived, let alone thrived. Had I discovered you at the time, I would have killed you. But you have served well. The chapter master himself has argued for clemency. But before I make my decision, I would hear your story from your mouth, Marneus.
Then I was taciturn. I told her everything.
Oh,
there was no
jeez.
disassembly. No hiding.
Oh, you told. Oh, okay. So let me get this straight. We were getting your backstory
Oh,
because you were
okay.
fucking narrating it and bellowing at it at that poor admech who's just trying to help you out in battle, while you make dumb battle strategies. But we couldn't have gotten the story in this scenario
Nope.
because this would have made
No,
more
apparently we couldn't
sense.
have.
This would have made more sense.
Mhm.
It's still, first of all, he's younger, so
And
the
would have-
recollection of his previous life is more believable. Second of all, it
Yeah.
doesn't make him look like he's just spacing out in the middle of an event where he should be focused on the matter at hand, while
Yep.
he's busy monologuing to the poor admech who's just like, I'm trying to give you help, but you're just telling me your backstory for no reason. This would have made more sense. They literally made
And-
a more sensible explanation for learning his backstory right fucking here. And they're like, nah, we're just gonna throw that in somewhere else.
And it would have been mildly more likable than what we're getting right now.
This
Yeah.
is a sham.
Indeed. Also, the Inquisitor... The Inquisitor admits she would have just killed him.
Yes.
But,
Yes.
but because he's the main character, she's not gonna.
Well, of course not.
The thing is, the chapter master asking. The thing is, this is where my knowledge of like the culture of Ultramarines is a little lacking. Is how they treat each other when it comes to matters of chaos corruption. Who was the chapter master at the time he would have been a neophyte?
Good question. I still don't know.
Me neither.
I'm not sure either. So, and if there's no lore about him, then I'm not. Obviously, there'd be no grounds to say whether he would or wouldn't have asked clemency for Calgar. But at the same time, there's. I'm not sure Space Marines would ask clemency if they believed there was a genuine possibility one of their ranks was corrupted. I don't know.
Maybe we'll learn about this chapter master later on. Who knows?
There's one issue left, and they've been focusing on our pony boy here. So
James
doubt it.
Knighton says to me, she is from Order Me Too. From the Ordo Me Too. Okay.
good one.
There's some pretty spicy other comments here from George Grace I'm not going to read because I don't want my video to be demonetized.
Yeah. Stop it.
No, well, yeah.
Cease.
All right,
Right,
so I charged into
Moving
whatever
on.
fate awaited. Her eyes crackled with the power of the warp. I faced her and did not blink. She listened, considered, and then she walked away. Do I pass my final test?
You're a clever boy, Tactican. You still have a head that is not exploded by a burst of plasma. I wanted to look you in the eye and be sure you were a weapon the Emperor still had uses for. Congratulations, brother Marneus. Welcome to the Ultramarines. Your friend Marneus would have been proud.
Do I pass my final test?
What?
Childish, of course.
Question: how would she know if his friend would be proud? For one thing. For two, she just walked away.
Yep.
That was it.
Yep.
Possible corruption, which tells me she's from Ordo Malleus. Wait, no. Hold on. Would that would be Ordo Malleus, wouldn't it?
Think so.
Order Malleus, Order Hereticus. I don't know.
What?
But
But still,
it's either Malleus or Hereticus. I'll just say one of those. Either way, in either case, the sheer possibility he could be corrupted, and his telling of the story wouldn't matter. Because the thing is, what reason does she have to believe that his rendition of what happened is the truth? These are not the kind of people that take those chances.
Loser says it would be Ordo Hereticus,
Yeah, okay, Ordo Hereticus.
but still,
They would not be the kind to let this fly.
nope.
It's literally main character syndrome. She's just like, I believe you because it's totally. There's no reason for you to lie. No, I'll just walk away.
Also-
I'm very lazy. I don't do my job.
Also, from the position and view of a Space Marine, what right does this Inquisitor have to call Marneus a brother and say welcome to the Ultramarines?
Exactly.
What
That's kind
right
of ballsy.
does she have to say that?
She doesn't. No space. Again, maybe you could argue Ultramarines would be okay with it, but can you imagine her saying something like that about Black Templars? Congratulations, brother. Welcome to the Black Templar. She'd be choked out as she was trying to say it. It was like, sorry, I didn't hear you. Did you try and say welcome to the Templars, you witch? They would be very furious. Then again, I can easily believe the
actually, to be
Ultramarines
fair-
are inquisitorially whipped.
To be fair, though, if the Black Templar saw the lightning coming out of her eyes, her skull would have disappeared within a few seconds before.
Exactly, they don't
she could
tolerate
even
the
come
witch. Psychers are dead meat if presented to a Templar. So, this is the only scenario where she would survive is with the inquisitorially whipped Smurf boys.
Meh. Okay, well, I'm just gonna go quickly get some water because damn, I'm thirsty.
All right. Oh.
So I'll be back in a bit.
But there is, of course, going to be more. I can assure you of that.
How can there be more?
So, how do you think this comic ends? In this particular issue, I mean.
How it ends?
How the issue ends. Not the comic, just the issue. Don't look at me, just guess.
I assume this issue ends with some reveal of an enemy on the battlefield against Calgar in the modern, quote-unquote, modern day.
Yes, you got that bit right.
I'm assuming, since the only enemy we've been presented, they're either going to pull some bullshit where the real Marneus is somehow back as a Chaos Marine, or it's going to be Crixus is back and a Chaos Marine. One of the two.
Those are the only ones you think are possible.
And I'm back.
And to come up with those responses, I really had to think, okay, what's the ultimate bullshit I see them trying to pull here?
Okay, good. I cannot wait to see your reaction.
Okay.
Oh, we're talking about the potential ending of this,
Yes, we are.
I gave him my 2 guesses on how it ends.
And there's more, too, to that. Because we still have yet to see the really bad AdMech joke.
Okay.
I gave I gave my prediction, and I am still worried about the response you gave to me.
Optimus Jedi says Marneus punches out Corn himself with one punch. Optimus, do us a favor and don't spoil anything.
Wait, what?
I'm not gonna... Optimus... Okay.
That better be a goddamn joke.
It is a joke.
That better be a goddamn joke, you motherfucker.
It's a joke.
I almost had an aneurysm.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
I will rage quit. I will fuck off. I will not watch the final issue. Some bull crap like that comes up. I'm not entirely convinced this comic will pull that crap.
Ha ha. Optimus Jedi. Ha ha ha. Very funny.
Rusted Cake says, imagine joining the U.S. Marines and some random police officer walks up, then questions you and says, welcome to the Corps, Private.
I would ask, hey, have you ever
it.
been in the Marine Corps? And if he said no, I said, well, then shut up.
Well, first of
Thank
all,
you.
wouldn't it be if he just joined and if he's still in boot camp, it would still be recruit at that point.
Yeah, you would be brand new.
But
And the thing is, it's not even like that, because the thing is, the likelihood police officer, at least here in the U.S., is a veteran, possibly in the Marine Corps, is pretty high. So that's not entirely an unfounded statement.
Yeah, even that's less.
But
That's.
I'd say it's more comparable to if a a senator or a representative of the House came up and interrogated you and then said, "Welcome to the Marine Corps."
It'd be like if
It'd be way more like that.
Okay, this would be more. I got it. I got the perfect scenario. It would be like if AOC personally came up, interrogated you.
Oh yeah,
and
no
says,
shit. That's pretty much exactly what this is.
And then at the end of it, she goes, "Welcome to the Corps, brother." It's just no.
Smash your skull in while yelling "Semper Fi."
Yeah,
AOC?
that's pretty much exactly what would happen.
What's AOC?
Alexandria something Cortez. She's
Oh,
a bartender that was made a senator. No, is she a
House
senator
of,
or rep? No,
House of Representatives. So.
I don't know. She's a politician in U.S. She's a hardcore lefty, and all she was before she became one of our representatives in Congress was a bartender.
She
has no degree in politics. She has the brain cells of a fish. She's very dumb.
Yeah, in fact, one of her nicknames is Nostra Dumbass.
Mm-hmm.
that is dumb.
There's only one good thing she's ever done in her term of office, and that was offer
Anonymous alias,
her office to the National Guard after Joe Biden told them to piss off after his inauguration. It's the only good thing she's ever done in her entire term of office.
Anonymous alias says, AOC LARPing as a Marine. My sides have gone into orbit. Oh, God, don't even give me that image.
Oh, Jesus.
Just imagine her showing up on Paris Island with a round brown. No.
I want to die.
Let's go
Okay,
so let's finish off the last bit here, then we'll go to the next page.
Yep.
I had become a space marine, but testing? Thulia Minor. Every day is a test of what I am. Every day a chance for failure.
Most accessing euphemisms. Fascinating, my lord. I will contemplate this new data. However, turning to the task at hand.
He quite
Thulia
literally
Minor.
just sidewinded him right there. You see that? He's like, yes, very interested to hear about your past. Now, can we please focus on what we're doing?
Yes! That's exactly how it should be.
Quite
Ryan.
literally telling the, hey, old man, shut the fuck up. Can we focus on the problems at hand? It's literally what he just did.
Nice.
Oh, God. The comic's self-aware.
Oh, God. Thulia Minor being re-established as a fortress moon is of paramount importance. In the recent offensive from the forces of heresy, 64.47 of defensive coverage was lost. All because of you. Thanks, jackass.
Mm-hmm.
I have had multiple teams surveying possibilities for rebuilding and improvements.
Improvements.
Tongue twisting there.
Improvements include calling the Imperial Fist and asking them how the fucking siegecraft works. Their new recruits could probably come up with a better strategy than Calgar, who's supposed to be the fucking chapter master.
Also, people are wondering
Yep.
what craft this is.
I have no fucking clue, and I don't know why it's black.
I hold on. Forge World.
Why the hell is it black
It's
or gray?
It's okay. The color I don't know and I don't care. Oh, hold on. There we go. Okay.
Well, if it's Ultramarines, it should
I
be that
think it's-
ugly ass blue.
I think it's supposed to be some kind of. I want to say Firehawk almost. Hold on, I'm trying. Super Harry tanks, aircraft. I think this is it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is this. No, wait. Yes? No? I think what they're trying to go for might be a Sokar pattern Stormbird? Or it's just a really weirdly designed Thunderhawk.
I have no idea.
Yeah, George Grace seems to think it's a Fury Interceptor.
Fury Interceptor. I'm not finding any Fury Interceptors. But
The
then
first
again,
thing
I'm
that
also
Google
not-
comes up with
Optimus-
is a ship from StarCraft. Sorry, Star Wars.
Optimus Jedi says that's a damn Imperial Navy interceptor. It's got a crew of like 4. It's not a damn shuttle. What are they doing? Okay, I'm gonna have to look this up.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
They actually wait. So you mean to tell me they actually used the wrong aircraft?
Wow.
Yeah, if what I'm
Wow.
reading here is correct, it's a starfighter used by the Imperial Navy. The Adeptus Astartes and the Imperium is a whole void combat. Fury is designated as an attack craft by the Imperial Navy. Fury is carried in their thousands by several different types of Imperial Navy battleships and grand cruisers and other attack carriers. So this thing is not meant to be like it's meant to be specifically a star craft. It's supposed to be
A
used in
fighter.
space. It's
It's
a
a fighter.
fighter.
It's
not a
transport.
shuttle. It's not a transport by any means.
You know what? I feel like an idiot. I should
Wow.
have known this because I do play Gothic Armada a little bit. So I just didn't recognize it because of how ugly and out of proportion it is. But my god. Oh.
I didn't recognize it because I'm not familiar with this type.
Would that fit the Primaris Marine? No, it cannot. It.
That still doesn't explain the color, because if a Space Marine chapter does occupy one, they would change it to their chapter color. What the fuck?
Oh.
Yeah, but the thing is, this is way too big for a Fury Interceptor.
Yes. Yes, it is. The whole point.
The
The whole point of a fighter plane is you want it to be at least somewhat small and compact.
It is. It's not meant to have an actual crew. It's a fighter.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh.
Just when we
People-
thought they
and-
were doing
and-
some
and-
kind of research.
And people defend this comic.
Oh no, not defend it. They fucking are sperming all over this damn thing. If you look in the comments of it.
Oh.
This is disgusting. This is genuinely offensive to Warhammer at this.
You're going to see more to get
The
pissed
aneurysm.
off at.
The aneurysm is kicking in.
You're going to see more to get pissed off at.
The people who fucking are spurging over this comic. No, that's not the term.
No,
they're
spurging
sheep.
over
They're
is
sheep.
spurging over is exactly what they're doing.
My fucking god.
Oh, but we're not out of the woods yet. All right,
Alright.
Yep.
Lay down the law.
Let me-
Lay down the law.
Xerius, you want to finish off the lines?
00K. 00K7. Sadly, one of them has become so absorbed with their work that they've not reported in some time. Our first location will be their site, so I can discipline them. The cult I must mix obsession with administrative duty.
What region were they in? And also, wasn't it already established that the Chaos Forces were going to pass fake messages just to prevent this very scenario from happening?
I have no idea.
They did at the very start
I
of the
don't-
second issue.
Yeah.
So they've forgotten what they've already established in the plot.
I have no idea. I have forgotten, so I cannot tell anything.
A comment from Ibram Gaunt says, "Hold it, there is a command and control build of the Fury that can and has been used as a transport for VIPs with a crew of 5 or more. It's like an AWACS." Okay.
Right?
Okay,
So,
maybe it's
the
not
bullshittery is
complete.
minor.
Maybe it's not
Yeah, but
complete
it's
cancer, but it's still okay.
They still would be less likely to use this over something, let's say, like a Thunderhawk.
And it gets worse
but-
too later on. But
Modified. How modified has this thing got to be be this freaking huge?
Is there
That'll-
the other question is there a direct visual difference between the command module version of a Fury Interceptor and a standard one? Because this one is depicted looking like the standard one, based on the images I'm looking at. So if the command module version, which if
Yeah,
it's
that's
modified to
fine.
have a crew of 5 or more, should look different, I'm assuming. So...
This is painful. Let's just move on.
all right.
Let's just move on. Its code is Echo Alpha 65782 Blessed Sanctity 47.
Not your code on a map. On a map, little one. Show me.
Why, here, my lord.
Change course immediately. Signal my brethren.
Okay, so before we continue, is that servitor playing with a toaster?
Wait,
Hold on. What?
where?
Right next to Marneus, there's a servitor playing with something that looks like either a meat roaster.
It looks to me like a tablet.
No, wait. No. Okay, yeah. No, now I see. It's probably just for cleaning. Oh, I am stupid. My brain.
No,
it's no
cleaning
work.
the gore off his armor.
Oh yeah. the
Yeah,
server.
my-
Okay,
my-
that makes sense. All right.
Yeah, that's my bad. My brain isn't working.
Yeah, that's
today.
not the joke that the admechs make at the end of this.
Okay.
All right, so let's go
Well,
through.
time to go kill myself. Also, Marneus can easily hold a goblet of wine in his power fists.
Yeah,
but he can't
can't.
press an off button.
That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Amazing.
All right.
Okay, so next page is pretty much the Fury Interceptor getting decapitated and falling and crashing.
And then we go to the next page after that, where Marneus is digging himself out, and you're up again, Xerius.
Oh yes, and of course, only Marneus and the little Mechanicus guy survives.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, definitely.
Main character
Only
and
them.
supporting character syndrome fully activated.
Yep. Main and secondary characters.
This isn't the first thing. This isn't. You could say this is consistent with Ultramarines due to their plot armor. So.
Yeah. Well.
All right, so here we go, though. You're up, Xerius. I want to see your reaction on this.
The machine spirits are silenced. I cannot use my own gifts to speak to the distant machines of my order. Oh, the crew are also dead. But the machines, irreplaceable, such treasures, such tragedy. Oh, spilled oil. One must always lament over spilled oil. As the blessed canticle says, there will always be more blood, but oil is precious.
All this time, and they make
That
a
was
spilled
painful to
milk
read.
joke.
That was extremely painful to read.
I know.
I hate this.
This is what they turned the Adeptus Mechanicus into, ladies and gents.
To be fair,
Yep.
they are
Ram-
obsessed more with machines than flesh. So that is
Yeah,
consistent. The joke here, though,
this-
falls so flat.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. This is disgusting.
Yeah.
And I'm a massive Mechanicus nerd and freak, and this is offensive to me. I hate it.
Optimus
I hate
Jedi.
this. I hate you. I'm pointing to the guy on the screen. I hate Marvel. I hate the writer. I hate the artist. I hate every single thing about this. Where's my gun? I need to go to the UK real quick.
All right, let's just rip off the bandit. Keep going.
All right. Silence. Our signals are cut off. We stand alone. And are not alone.
Wait. We stand alone, but we are not alone. Okay.
Wow. Wow, super impressive writing there.
So, who wants to voice the chaos?
I can do it.
Survivors.
Which
when we're
one?
nearly there, finish them before they can ruin everything. We can't be discovered.
I think back to my years of training, and where it formed. I think of the route I walked, and where it took me. And I see the other path.
Oh, corn smiles, a tithe of blood long hungered for. Little Tactican cannot run from his friends anymore.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Wow.
You remember the two kids that got killed by the warp storm, the smallest warp storm in the history of Warhammer 40k?
It's even dumber than my predictions.
Yep.
It's even dumber.
Those
Those two nobodies couldn't care less about.
I'm actually not that surprised.
I'm surprised it's dumber than my prediction. Like, that's impressive to me. Like, they had to have sat around a table and said, hey, what's the least satisfying payoff and reveal we can possibly have? Yeah, there's two nobodies that we couldn't have given less of a shit about. Yeah, they're the reveal.
Mm-hmm.
I already thought it would have been retarded as fuck if it was Marneus back from the dead and Chaos Corrupted, or if it was fucking the other guy, Crixus. I already thought it would have been dumb as hell if it was that. this is even dumber.
I was actually expecting to see this thing based on the Skrillex hair. I was expecting to see Kid Marneus, real Marneus, fused with Crixus. That's kind of what I was expecting, but
You were expecting a fusion?
apparently- Well, yeah, I saw this image on Twitter
I didn't.
and Instagram. So yeah, I saw this, and I immediately saw the Skrillex hair, and I immediately thought, oh, corrupted Kid Calgar. Marneus, whatever. But no, apparently it's just as dumb. If not slightly dumber.
No, it's dumber. I mean, at least in that case, you could say, "Oh, the comic is named after Calgar, and it's the two people who use the name."
Yeah, it's Marneus versus
This is
Marneus.
even
Whoa.
dumber. This is so much dumber than I could have predicted. The two
Also-
nobodies I could have cared less about.
Also, a quick comment on that weapon. Is that supposed to be a melter gun or a Volkite weapon? Because the barrel makes me think Volkite, but the general shape makes me think melter. It is confusing me.
I don't know.
Let's just finish this off. We got one more bit of line for me. I am glad for a chance to end it. Most accurate words of the entire comic, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Wait, another thing. Why are the fully fledged Chaos Space Marines taking orders from two Chaos mutated failed neophytes?
Yeah, I know.
Because blood armor.
Richard Valdez says those Chaos Boys would not take orders from these two clowns. Yes.
Thank you. Like, because all of those guys back there were fully fledged Space Marines that turned to Chaos. And have probably been in Chaos much longer. Why the fuck are they listening to these two failed mongrels that would probably be lower on the totem pole than fucking bloodletters?
I mean, okay, well, let's look at it this way. They were sucked up by the womb. Maybe, listen, hear me out. Maybe, just maybe, some Chaos Space Marines, let's say the Black Legion, found them. They were fused together. They thought, what the hell, and they picked them up to turn them into Black Legion Chaos Space Marines. But that does kind of crumble apart considering this guy had, well, this abomination doesn't have any implants and no Space Marine armor. So, okay, never mind. Completely ignore what I just said.
And
my hypothetical is
they
dumb.
were killed by another aspirant. That's how fucking pathetic they were. Together, they were still killed by another they were taken out of commission by another aspirant. They didn't even fell a Space Marine. They didn't do anything impressive at all before they were taken out of commission and were corrupted into this. So I cannot, for the life of me, think at all like why they have a rank of power. I got nothing. This is just stupid.
Maybe it has to do with the fancy ass sword he's got.
Right.
I'm gonna
Why does
make
that look familiar? The sword
Doesn't look familiar to me.
The design looks familiar. Hold on.
They may have used knives of similar construction in the previous comics. I don't know.
1 second.
Well, let's see what's on the end page here for the next one. So,
Wait, I think I know what it is. It reminds me of. Hold on. Well, no, it's significantly different enough, so. Yeah, it reminded me of the sword that Varian Rin used in World of Warcraft, but the design is significantly different enough, so. Oh, kind of reminded me of that. Well,
Okay.
this comic is an abomination, and to the people who commented below on this comic on this website and said, "Oh my god, this is so cool, this is so awesome, oh my god,"
Nope.
you're sheep. Go fuck yourselves, and you are not real fans of 40k. I'm saying it right here. This is a disgrace.
I agree.
What one of the comics? Go Marneus Calgar. No, wait. Go Marneus Calgar.
Wait, what? They can't even get his name right?
Go Marneus Calgar. Either this person is brain dead or that's an intentional joke.
It might
Probably
be.
intentional.
It might be. iLoser
I
says...
would like to think it was intentional.
iLoser says, and most of this comic would
Oh.
be unknown since the Inquisition mind-wiped Calgar the moment he told her his story, as their procedure with the stories that have had contact with chaos or demons.
Do you really expect that level of lore consistency to be carried over into this pile of garbage? Really?
I'm just reading through one of these comic threads, comment threads. One person says, lots of dead children in this comics. Another person says, welcome to Warhammer 40k. Another person says, well, it's like it says on the tin, eternity of carnage and slaughter, blah, 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 blah. And one person says they don't kid around about the grim darkness stuff. Then the person that made the original comment says, to think people was afraid that Marvel will tone down the violence and the dread of 40k.
Right.
Wow.
They made a mockery
Brain
of it.
dead. And of course, one person says, one must always lament over spilled oil. By the Emperor, I love Mechanicus dialogues. Go suck.
No.
Hope in humanity is gone.
I desperately want to start dropping F-bombs on this person so badly.
Everyone disliked that.
Yes.
Oh god.
All right.
Well, I didn't have an aneurysm as bad as I was expecting, but I still didn't enjoy a single moment of it.
This is painful.
Is this the worst issue in the entire series so far, in you guys' opinion?
Yes.
Yes.
Because it made the one thing about the previous issue that I thought was going to be redeeming quality, which is the possibility that Calgar didn't abandon the fortress conceptually, and that it was actually a strategy, and that somehow they'd sabotaged it, and that they were going to use it strategically. No, and the beginning of this was like, no, they did just abandon it. And that setup in the previous issue of like, oh, well, that was our plan. We intentionally abandoned it. It's like, so you could destroy it yourself. What?
Yep.
Optimus Jedi says...
Well done.
Yep, this is definitely the worst issue.
So not
by
only
far.
does the reason I say that factor alone makes it worse, because not only does it make this comic dumb, but it makes the previous one, the one thing I thought that was a little bit redeemable about it, it completely retarded as well.
Mm-hmm.
It brings that one down with it. On top of that, every single story point introduced in this is either lore inaccurate, which is the kindest way to describe some of the things they've done in this, or is just straight up brain dead in terms of sense that any of it makes. And the payoff and reveal about the two twerps that fucking Tactican mopped the floor with in the previous flashback somehow gained enough renown and rapport amongst Chaos Space Marines to lead them in combat. It's just lazy, dumb, and pathetic writing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it was just Marneus brought back from the dead as a chaos thing, at least then I could laugh at the predictability of it and say, oh, you know, that's kind of funny, or at the very least there's some kind of synergy there with, like, it is, oh, look, it's Marneus Calgar in every sense of the comic title. But they didn't even do that.
good
They they did something so dumb I couldn't have guessed it. It wasn't even that good to call that good. It was just pathetic. This comic
I would just
isn't
like-
even painfully entertaining. It's just dumb. I feel bad for
I
Ultramarine
entirely
players.
agree there.
I feel so bad for Ultramarine players. You guys are getting so... are being made fools of right now. Your chapter master
Rusted
so
Cake said
strategically
another
inept, he
thing.
abandoned a fortress without any
Yeah.
kind of assurances that there would be a strategic advantage to that. He just gave the enemy an entrenched position to fight them off, and he himself tore down the walls, pulled a garbage line like, well, if the enemy can't defend the walls if there are no walls. The walls you fucking gave them, you moron.
Yes, exactly.
Every aspect of this fucking issue is just somehow even lower quality and so poorly thought out in comparison to the other ones in the same series. They're all been retarded as hell, but this one is just pathetically dumb.
Yep.
So piss poor when the only compliment I can even feasibly picture to give it is, it copy and pasted information from the wiki about the genetic alterations. That's the most I can give it as a compliment, and that's fucking pathetic and pitiful.
Yep.
So
Only compliment I will give the comic, they use the whole flesh-eating information thing.
yeah.
That is the single only kind of compliment I will give them. That is it.
I wouldn't even give him that.
Period. Also, Rusted Cake said a yucky thing in chat again. Can we ban him, please?
No,
Wait,
we don't ban people. Rusty Cake says, look at the bright side. At least we have not yet seen a scene of Calgar and his love in a romance flashback. I would not put it past Marvel to do it in the future, though.
Richard Valdez, Asmogan for Chapter Master 2021.
Yes!
Of the Ultramarines, I would be a better Chapter Master. I would know how to fucking defensible positions are valued. It's like,
Hell,
I could imagine the interview process. All right, how are you going to be a better Chapter Master than the previous one? I wouldn't surrender a defensible fortress to the enemy just to destroy it myself.
You're
Here's
hired.
an idea. You're hired. All right. Sweet.
I would be a better chapter master than this guy.
Yeah, I would
And
too.
I'm just some random introvert teenager that has pale white skin and doesn't know actual tactics. And I will be a better tactician than this dumbass.
I'm struggling to see where
Optimus
pale
Jedi
white skin is a
says-
factor, but okay.
Optimus Jedi says, are AdMech oil jokes
It
the
means
new
I don't
dad
go outside
jokes?
much.
Did you guys hear me?
No.
Yes,
Okay.
I read it long ago.
Optimus Jedi asks, are AdMech oil jokes the new dad jokes?
Kill me.
I'd say that's a bit of a compliment to dad jokes.
Yeah. More of it's actually no, it's more of an
Yeah.
insult to dad jokes. Dad jokes are better than spilt oil.
Well, at least they didn't make a damn toaster joke. That
Not
would have
yet.
been probably worse, in
Not
all
yet.
honesty.
Hey, how much do you guys want to bet that's going to be the real romance story by the end of this? Not Marneus and, well, Marneus.
Oh God. No.
Dad Mech and his toaster.
No.
Oh, gee.
All right, well, good news is we won't have a full month to even find this all out because Marneus Calgar issue 5 is also coming out in February. God help us all.
Can we please do more Redeemer in the next one? I don't want to have to deal with this again.
Yes,
I want to go back to something that is actually good. I want to go back to my safe space body pillow that is the Redeemer.
Yes, we can do more Redeemer next week. But yeah, but with that all said, I guess this is a good stopping point. This has been Ace.
Asmogan.
Xerius.
And we hope to all see you again sometime soon. Take care and have a good one.